Welcome back to Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood Boys and Girls. Our first guest of the night is Steve Libby from Goosehead Insurance. Steve, welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you, thank you.
Steve is someone we've been dealing with, one of our trusted mortgage partners. Last week we had our Philadelphia version of Goosehead Insurance. This is our New Jersey version of Goosehead Insurance. And little known fact, Steve also went to the same high school as me, grew up in the adjoining town as me. So you know he's got to be at least halfway smart. You know what I mean? He's got to be a half decent guy because he lived through and nobody killed you. You know what I mean? So it's got to be good. All right, so we always do a little history before we get into the present. So tell everyone a little bit about pre-insurance, pre-Goosehead Insurance. What was Steve Libby's path, and how did you get into this crazy winding road of real estate and insurance?
Well, I did a lot of manual labor jobs early on, and then I was in the health insurance industry.
I thought you meant health and fitness.
No, obviously not. But I got in the health insurance industry, and then that fell apart, and then I worked at Allstate for about almost a year.
Okay.
And I wasn't a fan of the single carrier where any objection got in your way, you couldn't sell. So I found out the broker side where there was many carriers, and I fell in love with it because there's not one person I can turn down. So I'm happy where I'm at now. So I'm glad I'm a broker.
Yeah. I always talk to people and explain it to them like, you know, you can go to McDonald's or you can go to the food court, and the food court always has the advantage because one of your little bratty kids want a taco, somebody wants a hamburger, and somebody else wants a chicken sandwich. And if you don't have that, you can't go. When you go to a broker, you can do everything. You could do an underground oil tank. You could do 2 pit bulls. You can do whatever you need to do.
That's
and
right.
You have other options. So it's great to deal with a broker. And don't get me wrong, sometimes the big box places have products that other places don't have. So it's good to have a bunch of different connections. And the reality is, and on our standpoint, we want to advocate for our customers. So if we take it to a couple different people and see who's got the best deal, that's all we really care about. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So you came over to Goosehead about a year ago, am I right with that?
It was actually, I think Tuesday was, I've been there for a year.
Nice,
Mhm.
nice. And that is, you're in New Jersey. Where's your office?
Our office is located in Sicklerville.
Okay.
We do New Jersey, Pennsylvania, but we can get insurance in every state. We can always find an agent. We're not
Okay.
gonna split them. So
You can do Florida, whatever. it
all
is.
50 states. Yep.
Nice. Okay. And what has been, you know, it's been a crazy COVID world adjustment, new work from home, Zoom, whatever culture. What has been your biggest adjustment with the world over the past year? Like, what's been the toughest thing for you to adjust to? Because it seems like you're more an in-person salesperson, you know?
I am. A lot of the changes, they teach us to go to mortgage reps or realtors' offices, and a lot of people work from home, obviously, especially with the pandemic.
Right.
So we had to find other avenues, you know, finding them on Facebook and writing them, and you know, calling them up and asking them to meet me for coffee or lunch or something. So you had to find some other avenue because they're not in the office, not
Right.
like you guys.
Right.
You guys are one of the great ones that are always in the office,
Yeah.
that great family atmosphere.
Where you can still rely on your good looks and charm
Exactly.
in the business. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Love it.
Yep. So the other, you know, some offices, they're not there, so we have to find other ways to get a hold of them.
Right. Now, do you find, has there been like one stumbling block in insurance that you've kind of tripped over a bunch of times, or one obstacle that you couldn't get over? Like, I know some people have problems with, like we were talking about with underground oil tanks, or, you know, is there something that's common to this area, whether it's, you know, radon exposure or, you know, EPA test sites or anything like that? Is there one thing that you've kind of tripped over a little bit?
Well, that's the great thing about being a broker. I mean, if you get tripped over it, you learn about it, and then the next time you'll be good. I mean, we have a running joke with you and your coworker Chris Drager. He would always give me flat roofs, and I was always joking him, "You give me another flat roof," but now I got it down. You know,
That's a Philly thing.
It's a
Philly
city
thing.
thing
Yes,
actually.
yes.
A lot of flat roofs. So once you do it enough times, you get used to it, so now it's a piece of cake, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, at a broker, there's really not a stumbling block, because once you do it a certain amount of times, you get used to it, and it becomes easy.
Now, the way that you're set up, do you have software where you can put the data in and it shops to everyone, or do you have to, like, I remember back in my mortgage broker days, I had to go and look through guidelines and look through charts to see who did what, where, when, you know, if you got a combo of a flat roof with a 30-day lateness and a 45 DTI, you gotta go look
Yeah.
at this big old spreadsheet.
Yeah, or we have great technology there, because we have a thing called a carrier comparison, and it'll break down all the carriers, and it'll say, you know, do they allow certain dog types, do they allow flat roofs, you know? So we just go on that list and be like, you know, check it down and
Right.
make sure they're all eligible for everything. So, and we also have a thing called a rater, where you put all their information in, and that's like you said, it brings all the carriers up. It's kind of like going to Priceline, or like an
Yeah.
airplane ticket,
Yeah.
you know?
Do you have a really cool spokesperson like Flo?
We don't. I mean, we work with all the carriers, so
Gotcha.
I mean, we have Flow with Progressive, we
Nice.
have Farmers, we have you know, Plymouth Rock. So we deal with all different types of carriers. So, but we don't have a slogan. We just, you know,
No,
it's Goosehead.
no gecko.
No.
No red-haired goose.
Nope, nope.
Do you know where that name comes from? I didn't ask Joe last week. Where the heck did they come up with the name of Goosehead?
I believe the owner, his granddaughter, named them or something. That's what I
I
remember.
think it was a grandmother had a Goosehead.
No, I think she named it.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, that's what I remember.
Alright. Cool. So now we'll talk a little bit about future. 2024, July 2024. Tell me a little bit about your goals and where you hope to be. Maybe not even hope to be. Where you're going to be in 2 years with your business.
Well, I hope to, you know, obviously get more customers, work with a lot more lenders, where I don't have to, you know, not that I don't like going out and, you know, introducing myself, but I mean, that is probably the most grinding part. You have to go out and, you know, introduce yourself, cold call people. So I guess once 2 years go by and I don't have to do that anymore, and I can just easily work off leads that come in. So I'm looking forward to that.
Is there an opportunity for you to have your own office? Is there
Yes.
a way for you to do that? Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
there is, and that's a possibility.
Okay. Cool. Now your personal question.
Mm-hmm.
Music or sports? Which one?
I gotta pick one. I like
You got it.
both.
Which one you want? The question's either going to be music or sports.
I'm probably do music.
Okay. So you can have a fairy comes down on your sleepy time tonight and says you can have any musician, band, whatever, alive or dead, come to your house and play 2 songs. Who would the musician or band be, and what 2 songs are you picking?
Probably gonna be Sublime, because
Okay.
I'm a big fan. I missed out on seeing them because the lead singer passed.
Yes.
And it would be Santa Maria and Scarlet Begonias.
All right, man. That's a good, really good answer.
Thank you.
First one that said Sublime, I agree with that. I would be tough with Blind Melon because Shannon Hoon also
I was
passed away.
also a big fan of them.
And you know, I never saw them, although I did see them at Woodstock on TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you didn't get a chance to see them live. So, awesome, Steve. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
coming in.
Mhm.